Hey everyone. I'm trying to do a little commentating on Lum's Lucky Lottery today. Since this is the first video I'm doing on the series, I'll go ahead and tell you what exactly it's about. Dietz has started up this match, this tournament, where it's random select for everybody. Best of 7, random select, double elimination. Rules are very simple. Both players at the start random select, and then loser gets the choice of either choosing to random select their new character, or to random select make the winner random select a new character. So that's a quick overview of the rules. Today we're going to be checking out a match between Vujak and Millennium Thug. Millennium Thug, definitely a guy that's been around forever. Mal Thug. Primarily a DeGrey player. Has a little bit of Grave experience too, but has about around 168 games recorded for DeGrey and 48 for Grave. So the reason why I'm giving you numbers is because Vujak is a newer player playing normal plays Trock, who has 45 games maximum. So even like Malthug's got 4 times as many games on him. So really looking at Malthug to kind of not take it handily. Vujak is a very good player, still in his own right, and just new. However, with the random select series, I'm switching back and forth because I'm just waiting for the match to start up. With a random select series, it's all about going to be knowing the matchups, so especially the random matchups you can get that maybe aren't that normal to see. Maybe something like a Vendetta versus BBB or something like that. Something a little nutty. So Malthug is going to have seen maybe some of these matchups, but it is definitely going to at least know the idea between all 20 characters. I'm sure he's faced pretty much every single one of them while playing a Gray or a Grave. So I think he's going to have a better idea about the characters, which is going to give him an advantage depending on what matchups come up on the random generator. Now, Vujak, I think what's going to be important for him is just really just take a moment at the open and just see the important cards is going to be for the matchup. He's going to have to do it fairly quickly. There we go. The match is opening up. He's going to have to do it very quickly because it is on a timer. We'll have to worry about that. So because it's on a timer, he's not going to have a lot of time if he doesn't understand the matchup to be able to figure things out. So he's going to have to figure it out on the fly. So if his adaptation is really good, he can really kind of stay in there. But again, with Malthug's experience, I'm going to kind of give him the edge as far as this match is concerned. So, but we'll see. I wouldn't count him out by any stretch of imagination. So it's really going to have to really talk about the matchup otherwise because we have no idea what's going to come up. That's the beauty of this tournament. And Dietz came up with a good winner on this one. After the heels of Summer Smash 2, which congratulations to Clan anyway for winning that. 2 big tournaments in a row. I believe it was the film festival he won over Raziak. And then he wins, he ends up winning over the tournament organizer himself, Jenga Champ. And basically Clan goes the whole way through winner's bracket and doesn't lose. So, absolutely just smashed. So, anyway, since those tournaments are kind of more your standard counter pick, he's come up with a pretty good idea here, and really looking forward to playing this tournament myself. I actually got lucky because we had a kind of an odd number of people. I'm going to be in the second round to start. I actually got a first round bye. There was some seeding, but I wasn't part of the seeding. I just got kind of lucky with a random generator, which in a tournament that's based on random generation in the sense of which characters you're going to pick up. That's been good luck to start, so hopefully that will continue. My opponent will be either the Pineapple or 5Ek, which, if you remember back when I was in Summer Smash, that 5Ek beat me in Winners Bracket. Hey, there's some Fluffy. He beat me in the Winners Bracket, and he actually went really deep. I think he was top 4, I want to say. I think if I remember. But I told him I was disappointed he didn't make it, so he's got to win his first round so I can beat him next round. As long as he doesn't roll Setsukiyapi, I should be okay. Well, probably not. He's got a lot of experience on me, but still, I want a chance to play against him. I support Mal. Getting that in right away. Yeah, Fluffy, I feel the same way. Now, the other thing that's very interesting about this, I should mention, is that everybody was welcome to participate in bracket predictions. And the winner of the bracket predictions is actually going to, I guess Fluffy's going to stick in there while we wait for Mel to get in. The predictions, there's actually a prize who gets the best prediction in the pool, which kind of goes with the whole Lum theme of the better. So I believe it's like, I think it's like $10 and 10 like sterling bucks or something like that. Let me check it out here. I'll bring this on the thing here. Lucky lottery. What do we got? Prizes. Betting $10 of store stuff. Yep. So that's another cool little feature that Deets put in here, and definitely enjoy that. I'm gonna get that out of here, but we're waiting for. We got Phoenix in here. I think I'm gonna be surprised if anybody really and again, it's not anything to Vujak. If anybody actually picked Vujak to win this one, it would be awesome if he does, because it'll ruin everybody's brackets, including mine. But I guess it'll ruin everybody's equally. So again, that'll be fun. That's funny. So Mel was in earlier, so I'm kind of surprised we're not really cooking here yet, but we'll keep going here. Oh man, so there's like 400 different matchups that we could potentially see. So again, predictions can be pretty tough. Obviously, any of them getting their mains, Mel getting DeGrey or Vujak getting Troc to be really good. It'll be even funnier if they can get Troc DeGrey on here, or maybe even the opposites. That's going to be the highlight, I think, of some of these games is watching some players play characters they're not used to playing. There's very few. There's Mouth. There's very few players, I think, that play the entire cast. I mean, I'm sure they have played some of it, but there's very few that play it on a regular basis. Usually they have a set they play for their main, and then some counter pick set that usually will be part of the carousel, because their main is, like, say, Troc. That's pretty much my main too. And they know that someone's going to hit a Geiger, so you need to have somebody to be able to counter pick the Geiger. That's what people are mostly going to have. So when we do this random to get a character that's not part of that pool, it should be very, very interesting. Looks like we're going to get going, and we got Valerie versus Jaina. I believe this. I want to say this is. Jaina's favor, actually, a little bit. I could be wrong in that. That's probably something I should have up. But we'll go ahead and get going on the matchup here. So. Yep. Valerie is probably going to look to throw. Usually will throw a lot. Jaina can kind of go with a no flow, no throw offense, which if that's exactly what Melthug does, could pose some problems for Vujak. And Jaina using her buyback ability to get back the damage she just put out. And that JK combo is going to be very nice early. The J does some tremendous chip damage. So, let's see. Really? Okay. Alright, so that's going to stick a Storm Swirling Embers in. So that's going to be 2 damage every time Vujak's going to want to dodge with Valerie. But does get the throw, offering some mix-up opportunity. Of course, Jaina has a fast Q, and I believe Valerie has the same speed Q, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 0.02. There's the Q, and there's the block, predicting the reversal. Now, Jaina cannot recurse the Q. You're not allowed to recurse the Q until you get down to 35 hit points, so... that's kind of an important thing to notice. It might mean that Melthug probably has another Q in hand. Hits unstable power here. This will allow Jaina to be able to flip her card around if she plays an attack to start. It sets up all sorts of mix-ups. He went for the throw mix-up and gets caught with a Chromatic Orb for his troubles. So, pretty good option from Vujak there if you didn't think he was going to play it straight. And another 7 damage gets hit with Melthug because of the penalty for not winning the combat off of unstable power. So Vujak off to a lead. All right. Gets a block off the king. King's a hard card to block. If you don't know what the king does, is the king color will beat the opposite color of the block. So it's kind of like doing a mix-up when you're not actually in a mix-up situation. So Jaina, yeah, Jaina. They had this set up for Jaina favored. I'm going by the DRB listing. It's the chart that I like, at least by formatting and everything else, so that's what I'm going with. It's a slightly favored in Jaina, and I expected it to be. Going for another red king into that same 9. So getting a little chip, but losing out on 2 kings there. Now, as far as the matchup's concerned, Valerie does have burst of speed to help with going attack. But I think her attack speed should be faster in Jaina, but I think Jaina's options are slightly better. I think it's the fact that Jaina can have kind of a relentless attack because she can buy back her cards and can kind of be very attack heavy, whereas Valerie has to have a particular hand to be very effective. She wants to use a lot of normals, and some of those normals can be kind of slow without burst of speed backing, and if you don't have the burst of speed in hand, you can kind of have to play a very defensive game against Jaina, and Jaina's chip damage can really eat her up. Speaking of chip damage, it looks like all the J's are hitting the yard for the letter J / Red Dragon aces. So bringing out the aces, which is probably not such a bad idea because Melthug's not very far away from being able to recurse those at 35 life. And it'll also give her some, give Melthug some faster options. Something to either tag on the end of combos or be able to fight Chromatic Orbs. And the 0.0 speed is definitely one of those things. Melthug going, yep, properly calling out the Joker. Vujak definitely had to put at least some sort of face down there. Didn't necessarily have the Joker, but Melthug definitely respecting it, being the first face down of the match. But he had to make sure that he wasn't going to take extra damage from that ace. Laying down another ace again. Just playing it very straightforward here. It's going to be at least another 10 damage. Yep, it's going to decide to hold the other ace for the 0.8 speed. I think he's threatening to either play the ace again or some sort of mix-up with the ace, like a dodge mix-up, or possibly even a Q. Nope, just going to play it straight 10-10-10. Just like that, 30 damage goes by in 3 cards. Vujak not believing him. Let me screw this back down. I'm not sure why that's standing up, so we can stay with the chat action. Gets an ace back. Harley is the quintessential Valerie in the community, so feeling kind of the pain, I think. Phoenix referring to Riker Ball, the idea of just laying out those aces. Going for the 10 throw with the smoldering, putting another smoldering embers in the yard to make those dodges very unattractive now at 4 points of damage per dodge that Valerie plays now. Which is definitely a relevant thing now that we get into the lower life totals. So really, since the open here, Vujak hasn't really had a lot to do. He's really been just hitting with the throws mostly, and he hits with another throw here. So I think that's why you've been seeing that a lot more. There's no reason to play a lot more on here. I think you can safely just go ahead and go for the knockdown. He is going to try to pull some aces. Okay. Decides to go for it, and he lands some significant damage. Melthug now in the range that he's able to recurse aces and Qs. It's still going to cost him life, though, so he's got to be careful about getting too low. He is at 19. He is within striking range of dodge into J++ for Valerie. Nice little trade. Gets an extra 10 damage on top of the 8 damage that Valerie put down. Now they're both in significant range. Jaina will need a little bit of help. And it looks like he's going to do that. Malthug's going to do that in the form of letter J. With the O2. He can clash again with a Q, and it means that he will actually win that clash and win the match. Or excuse me, win the game if that clash happens. So Vujak's really got a tough decision here. Melthug going to the well one too many times, just doing it straight up there. Vujak willing to take the 4 damage to avoid death. But Melthug probably has a joker behind. He's probably been waiting for it this entire time. Yeah. Could have been part of the reason he decided to just roll it right out there. Really thinking hard about taking these aces back. Decides to take 1 ace back. Really knowing he needs 1 ace because it does 10 damage. Which is enough to kill. And he powers up for the second ace for the faster speed. Again, Vujak can go ahead and dodge here and be safe. Put him at 6. I mean, either way, he's going to be dead if he gets hit. Malthug's actually, the pressure's on him because he's going to make the right decision whether just to play it raw or to throw. Because he is within range of getting hit with a Q. Pretty much any button Val wants to push here, Jaina will be dead, and same on the other side, so Vujak made his decision. And given the quick decision, he went ahead and just dodged. Yep. He actually went right for the Q, decided that he was willing, punched the extra damage just for the second bit. He hits the extra damage. Blah, 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 blah. I think he went for the trade there. He said, worst case scenario, we trade and we do this all over again. So that was actually a good decision on his part. So good, nice play by Vujak, win game 1. And put Mal into a difficult decision. So definitely the underdog in this match, taking the early lead, 1-0. Okay, Malthug deciding to stick with Jaina into what is possibly a worse matchup for him. Grave. Grave is already a tough character no matter who you play. Very middle of the road. He's the Ryu equivalent for this game. Yeah. So we've... So the things that are going to be important here is that Grave has very nice blocks. Gets extra... Goes for the early damage. Vujak, nice. Has very nice blocks. If he does block an attack, he will get to show a card. And if he plays either side of that card, the next combat, he can recurse the Q either from his deck or his graveyard. Or, excuse me, his discard. If he plays the card but doesn't win with it, when in combat with it, he draws an extra card. So he gets a lot of extra card draw off his blocks. And of course, in a matchup against a character who is primarily attack, it's very nice. Grave has some other big things here that's going to be advantage for him, noticeably the Q versus Q battle. Grave's Q is 0.0 speed, which is going to outclass everything in Jaina's arsenal as far as attacks go. So, also, Grave has the ever-present and very, very scary Teapots, also known as True Pilot of the Storms. That's the actual card name. 45 damage, 3 aces, 0.4 speed. Very, very significant damage. Can just eat through somebody's life total like nothing. It's arguably probably one of the best aces. Graves' aces single aces are amazing too. 0.1 speed, 12 damage, very nice. So after the initial throw into ace, just a little jacking here. Malthug trying to go for the mix-up here, for the unstable power. Unfortunately, this time he decides not to mix it up. You might as well just leave it there for the 5. Oh no. He decided against the chip damage and the draw, and not giving Grave the chance to know your opponent. There's a nice one from Malthug, getting on the board here. He might toss one card on here. I think he needs to get the damage in where he can. And he's choosing to bring back the pump. That's an aspect that some people don't realize is if your pumps that you do with your attack card can also be retrieved, even though it was not an attack card. So 2 aces for Vujak. He's threatening the teapots, which would be very significant damage to Malthug. Yeah, the reason why teapots is pretty devastating is it can be hit confirmed, meaning you can play a normal into it. You can also dodge into it. You can also play it raw. So it's very, very dangerous. Pretty much any normal hit or dodge that Grave gets at this point, Malthug will be forced to probably face down whether he has a Joker or not, or face 45 damage right to the dome. Vujak taking his time here. Really, he has the pressure. Like, he should be putting on the pressure on Malthug. especially if he was deciding to power up. I think he's thinking a little bit too long here on how he's going to play his teapots. Or maybe he has a browser issue. That would be too bad. Well, he's just spent too much time. Alpha going for the safe Q, which beats teapots. It is a faster move than teapots. We're getting a look at Malthug's hand. Vujak using the 7. So 3 kings, a 9-9, 7, 8, 5. It is only one card here he can use with that, with the unstable power, is the 5. Everything else he cannot flip with. And the timer gets Vujak again. Looks like he will be getting his aces. Goes for the Q. Malthug gets the switch. Goes for knockdown. He did win combat, so he does get those 2 aces for free, even though he did not do any damage. So a possible mix-up on the downed opponent, the down grave. I think there's only 1 Q in the yard. Yep, so you could wake up Q here. It's kind of a sticky spot, whether to go ahead and go for the... the other thing is, too, is Vujak is basically threatened the teapots. He could go ahead and raw teapots here. Decides to go for the throw, which is a good call. Malthug was probably pretty large block range on that one. And now Vujak has basically said either that's ace number 4, so he's got 2 in the yard. No, either saying that was ace number 4, or he's saying that he's willing to just go ahead and toss his aces on top of whatever he hits for damage, which with Malthug being at 31 is not a bad play. And he's looking to take a 2-0 here. Oh, the scoops. Undercutting the 9 throw. Vujak with a quick face down. I think it's going to save himself some damage here. I think Mal may respect it, but I think it's with the windmill slam. Yeah, I think Mal's thinking the same thing I am. That with the windmill slam, that he was bluffing. He was trying to do the windmill slam bluff that I have a joker, so I'm going to slam it down. And Vujak takes 33. Now actually putting him at a disadvantage. Oh, yeah. That's the only thing, though. Can't recurse those cards if you're working off a throw. Brendan Vigor does not work off of throws, so those cards are gone, obviously. So Malthug playing with a very small hand at this point. Nice dodge. Good dodge. I think Vujak was going for the... Oh, wow. Game. Crazy damage. I think he. I think Vujak had a joker in hand, and he did not decided not to face down. I think he slept on the fact it'd be 3 aces. I mean, Malthug got. Yeah, that's probably the right choice there for Jack. If you got Grave, you're going to try to hold on to Grave as long as possible, even though he lost that match there. It's just the power of the character. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my. Oh, goodness. All right. Well, we got the mirror match now, so there'll definitely be a grave for another match here. And it gets nice throw. Malthug starting with the throw or the ace to open this time around. So, obviously he who constructs the teapots and hits will win this one. Also, I think here, whoever gets the blocks is really going to, and gets the really nice hand size going, and gets the hand advantage is really going to be ahead on this one. Hey, Malthug deciding that, calling out a throw there. But I think he's okay with that result. He's willing to take 8 to get that jack out of hand. That jack recurses if it hits a block and prevents the drawing of the card from the block. So it's a very annoying card to deal with, especially with a character like Grave who likes to, who does like the block. And now getting a much needed block there to both get the draw and to show know your opponent for the mix-up. Showing the 8, which is a pretty standard show. The 2 and the 8 seem to be very popular to show on Know Your Opponent. So basically he's threatening a block and a throw to try to get the extra card value. Also from that he could mix up with an attack of some type. Ends up getting the clash. That was a pretty interesting choice by Vujak. I think that's he kind of hedged his bets there. He said that he's not going to throw, or excuse me, he's not going to attack. He's going to play it straight, and pretty much the throw beats both sides. So it was good on him. So no free Q, but he does get the draw. And speaking of Q, Vujak takes 10 to the face. Q is going to be an interesting option in this match. When to actually throw it. Obviously, it beats all other options, but they're going to be very important in certain situations, especially when you're trying to defend against a possible teapots, possible ace, maybe against another face card. You're already going to have so many up in the deck. You can get it back from your opponent, but oh, there's that nice clash. You're going to see a lot of that. It happens a lot in mirrors. Unfortunately for Vujak, when you don't have the life lead and you get clashes, that's very bad. Vujak getting a chance to see Mal's hand. He has a counter, a queen, an ace, and he does have a joker. So, and there's a 2 in there too. It's a pretty decent hand. He's definitely got good options there. So now Vujak's going to have to figure out how to. Oh yeah, Malthug properly knowing that the 7 is more worthwhile as a throw here than it is to get that ability. Having the 7 advantage, especially in the mirror match, is very, very important. Because you definitely wanted to keep the advantage on the throw game. The peanut gallery. So we're back to a tie of life in the mirror match. Very nice throw. Good block too. So he's going to get some, showing a 3. Not the best show. 3 gets beat pretty much by everything. But of course, you're playing it on the dodge side. Doesn't matter. And he gets it. Malthug not thinking he was going to play the Dutch side. So he gets his cue. He gets his normal draw. Mel putting down the face down, which is a fine bluff here because the thing is, Vujak knows he has a joker. Deciding to go ahead and use the jack there. Either he didn't have the rest. I'm assuming that since he didn't play a straight, that he didn't have the straight. And really, in that kind of situation, it was probably better just to let him lose the card. You're about to have a decent hand advantage. This is at least in my opinion. It'd probably been better just to let it go. It's not a big deal. Try to lean on your hand advantage. Instead, Mel gets to draw 2 cards and retake hand advantage. And also get a bunch of extra cards that now Vujak doesn't know about. Oh, the teapots. The raw teapots. Oh, man. Well, that came out of nowhere. Yeah. Oh, Anomus. The evil Anomus. But yeah, that raw 45 was pretty dicey. Yeah, I think Hartley was right to kind of call that out. And Anomus is trying to have fun. He always does. And he needs nothing about it. He's just a funny guy. I don't. What? What? I don't agree with that at all. Not only do you need that 7 to beat his throw options, but you've just tossed another throw and block option. He gets it. Another throw and block option, and you lost a decent attack. At least beats the 2. It does get beaten by the jack, so by the king and the queen. So it's probably okay that it was used. It's just that it's one less option you have. So now that's 2 7s I think he's used. No, that's 3 7s gone versus... Yeah. Malthug's got a bunch of 7s left, and it's just going to have... And if he scoops him on the 7 versus an 8, that's going to be really bad. And also game over for Vujak. Doesn't go with the mix-up, decides to kind of try to hit him for 10, and Malthug gets the blocks. And did he just show an ace? Yeah, he revealed an ace for knowing your opponent, so... Interesting. Interesting mind games from Malthug. Showing that he has an ace and enforcing Vujak to make a decision. Is he going to play it? Not going to play it. Malthug basically conditioning him that he does play truthfully. That if he's got it, he will play it. I don't think, if I remember correctly, he hasn't really mixed it up yet. So, as far as that kind of mind game is concerned, and we end up getting the hugs. Vujak now has to play smartly here. If he mistimes an attempt at an attack, and or he sits and plays defensive the whole entire time, he's going to lose this game to the ace. So he's got to be real careful. Big reveal. Oh, Vujak goes for his own teapots. Oh, wow. That would have been some hype stuff if he ended up undercutting Malthug's ace with those teapots. And I think that's exactly what he was shooting for. That's pretty sick. That would have been sick. That would have been a sick reveal if he would have done that. Does get the DP reversal underneath the ace. Yeah. I think Malthug realized his timing was impeccable on that previous combat reveal against the teapots, deciding to block there. Did get the extra draw from knowing your opponent for showing the ace and playing the ace, but he does have more in hand. Yep. Now we're playing the have ace play ace game. It does do 3 chip damage, so this will put Vujak down to 4. I don't think he has a 4 chip option. I think his ace is his biggest chip. Yep. His jack is a big chip too. I am nobody saying I don't want any piece of either one of these guys. Oh no, actually say it the other way. Sorry, you should just give up now. Sorry. Ooh. The dodge. And another access to another cue. Vujak's really bringing this back. Vujak just kind of gave him some extra cards here. That was one of those times he had to play a Joker or possibly die. So, because 21 is a killable, well, not off a dodge, but 21 is a rough. Likely. The fact he may not have had to play Joker there at all. He could not kill off the yeah, because 3 aces in yard. He could not kill off that dodge. But 21 is a doable life total. It's a throw into I believe it's throw into KK, or I believe throw 6 Jack also does it. Ooh, I think he was looking to either he ran it, no, because he had a dodge there. I think he was thinking I'm sure this is gonna just play A, yeah. But he's gonna be asking Malthug to switch here. Malthug taking the 2-1 lead now. I think he was thinking he was going to do a throw mix-up. We're back to Valerie now. This time Malthug has got the Valerie. Gray Valerie matchup is slightly Gray favored, according to the DRB chart. Malthug, ooh, gonna burst early here. I think he was hoping to cross up a block here, and obviously he's got some decent normal action, or thought he had some decent normal action. He's going to pick up an ace. Oh, it's a lot of cards. That was 5 cards for an ace. And no normal draw since he led with the king. No draw for his command corp this time, but Vujak will get to know your opponent. Show a 3. Painter switch of size, how very like her. They say this because it is actually in her lore that she is bisexual. And actually that's why she is an outlaw. Very interesting, an outlaw on Flex Strain. It's a very interesting storyline that they did for this. There's that throw 6 Jack I was talking about earlier for 21 damage, so very nice damage output there. And a very significant card lead here. The way this game is playing out, this very well may go the 7. Good Q reveal from Malthug here. Deciding that he was going to play it. Pretty much has just bets against the throw and the attack side, so getting 2 out of 3. Might also show that his hand's missing some lower normals, since he's using Q here. Since a 2 would have worked out just fine for him. Definitely playing up that low hand, so not getting a lot of damage off those Qs, just the 8. And opening up some more space between 1 speed and that 0.2, which opens up teapots. Looks like Malthug kind of got caught there. Vujak wanted the straight, so the timing was just bad. He decided he was just going to go for the straight that turn. I think he was hoping that after 2 attacks he was going to block up. Another undercut of the ace this time. Malthug unfortunately not getting an opportunity to rebuild his hand at all. Another ace in Vujak's hand. That's 2 aces known, so usually with 2 aces known you have to kind of have to believe he's got teapots on at the ready, and it will kill. No fear from the Millennium Thug there. Figured he was gonna go for the teapots throw cross up mix up. Unfortunately, no follow up. So he was basically just calling out the throw there. Malthug's really got to dodge around this potential teapots while still getting in some hurt. Getting a chance to get a card, so he's starting to get back up there. He's up to 6. I think the Martial Mastery is fine this particular set because with burst of speed, 4, 5, 6, 6, 9 Jack. That's not very good. Yeah, hardly calling that out. It's a pretty poor hand, but Vujak recognizing this time that. Or at least he's showing he's going to play Martial Masteries to look at hand, but it's okay this time around because Valerie is going to have the better throws anyways. Her throws are already 7.2. Yeah. Already 7.2 speed, which beats his 7. So really, since Val's got the advantage, there's no reason. The 7s aren't as important to the matchup. The 7 throws for Vujak is not as important. And it doesn't even necessarily beat Valerie's rest of the throws, the 8s, 9s, and 10s, because of the existence of burst of speed. So you can afford to use them for some insight. Ooh, we found another jack to go with that. Still didn't get max damage off of those. All right, gets the Dugan Jack hitting the block. So you get 3 chip, get the Jack back, and Val will not get the draw. But Malthug able to get back a normal size hand now. Apparently the game has turned into Radiohead. A little bit of a dance. This may be to increase the quality of his hand at this point rather than to see his hand again. His hand was bad pretty much all the way through and through, so he hasn't drawn that many cards to make it that much better. And this shows he did draw another Jack. Has a 2 now, which is a little faster. He does have a bunch of normals. Getting a good ace block here. Sometimes, too, you can kind of get your opponent when you use Martial Mastery to block. Because sometimes when you look at somebody's hand, it can be a sign that you're looking to hit teapots or looking to try to hit a big move. So you can actually, if you think you can make the opponent think that you can hit a throw or something like that, you can actually influence their the next play. Found an ace previous turn. And we'll get another draw off of that. Valerie's aces are really good. Also 1.0 speed. Loses 2 damage off if you were to compare them to Graves' ace, but gets a draw for the troubles. And then gets a draw no matter which side it hits. So if you get the I believe it's 16? Yeah, 16 damage side to hit, even as an ender to a combo, you'll still get the draw for it. You won't get the draw for both aces, but you'll get at least 1 draw. So how many aces in here? Just 1. So there's a possibility teapots is still in play. Malthug knows that. He knows this is a pretty important play. Very nice. Calls out the throw. I will also basically, this might mean he may have burst of speed in hand now. Vujak had to put a face down there. Knew that there was a lot of normals in Malthug's hand, and Malthug decided to let it go. A 10-card hand now, Malthug's built a very good hand size. We knew some of the cards are kind of poo-poo, but they may prove to have gotten better. Finally, a throw that hits. Vujak's really been hitting that throw pressure. And it looks like he's going to get in 21 here. Sitting on a much smaller hand, but definitely within range now. Not a range of 1 ace, it will take a combo. Or teapots, though unlikely teapots at this point. A little bit of overkill and a waste of 3 aces. Correctly hits another throw, the tennis of throws, as Mystic Juicer would say. I'm expecting to see that into the... Yep, and he gets the win. Evens up the set, 2-2. Nice throw pressure at the end to prevent Val from getting any dodge shenanigans. Yeah, gold ace to close it out. Yep. And, of course, Grave is coming off the board. Oof, Quince. This could be a rough one for anybody who doesn't know how to play Quince. He's a tough character to play. For any you don't know how he plays, he's a Vortex character that uses a spin mechanic. Grievous evolving. So if he hits with any damage, he can choose to reveal a face card at the end of combat. And if he plays that face card in the following turn, he can swap. He can turn the card around the other side if he so chooses. If he does, he gets to draw a card for it. And of course, that makes it tougher for the opponent to be able to decipher which side he's going to play. It also creates mix-up opportunities because each face card has a weakness. For instance, the king, one side is a 9.0 throw speed, the other side is a dodge. Now, obviously, it beats any defensive option and an attack. However, faster throws that are faster than 9.0 speed will beat the king. So the cross-up is play the king on either side or play an attack to duff a faster throw. So Quince will try to string these together, get a lot of card draw. Looks like he is going to actually get some damage off here to be able to do a positive spin, which is going to be good for him. In fact, he went right into Patriot Mirror. Patriot Mirror is his other advantage time. He can choose to Patriot Mirror. He still gets the option to just positive spin, which he decides to do. He is in a kind of a small hand. Shows the Q. The Q is beaten by a faster attack option. It's also known as mini Pile Bunker because it's got the attack side, which is much like Pile Bunker. Very slow. Yep, he plays it. He plays it truthfully. And as you see, he gets to draw, flip the card over, and win the combat. It's very powerful when it gets going. Now, normally it doesn't do a lot of damage, although his Q is actually some significant damage built into the card to begin with. I think he's trying to decipher whether he wants to toss any cards. Looks like he's going to toss one for 5 damage. So what he wants to do is try... Oh, no other face cards. It's unfortunate. Is string those together. If you can string those together... And he basically just chip away to death. He plays Flagstone Tax. Flagstone Tax, you pick a combat type, and picks attack. If Malthug plays an attack, Vujak will get to draw 2 cards. This puts a disincentive on attacking, which means that he can do some other shenanigans. Gets 3 and shows the king. And this time I'm going to do Flagstone Tax, so we would assume it would be throw. So Vujak does know the character, actually. He's showing. That's a thing to do a lot with the king, is to tax throws, because the throw is what can beat the king. So. Does play it honest again. Will not get the extra draw, because if he spends it, he'll lose combat, so he will just take that. Yes. The thing is you know that attacks... they got another case. So he's gotten some good draws. He went from... he might have been doing some eval traps when he didn't spin last time. So now he's using his other ability, Two Truths, which a lot of people consider, and I do too, the best ability in the game. Which is, he's going to generate, he pulls out 3 different cards, draws 2 off the top of his deck, he's going to create 2 different piles, and your opponent has to give you which pile you want, and usually you can make a pile that you like. Basically there he went for a Flagstone Tax on either side, face card on either side, and just waited the other one. Now he has to make a decision. Yeah, he's going to say, yeah, you got burst of speed. I would have forced him to play the burst of speed to at least It's an evaluation trap. Yeah, and I think everybody called that out too. I mean, he could use his life lead. Um, um, yeah, apparently he gets. I didn't know this either. Yeah, I don't think he can actually. I'm not sure that after he passes, he's allowed to spin. So we'll have to figure that. We'll have to go back to that. Um, and I think once he passes his priority there, he no longer gets the opportunity to spin. And I agree with Hartley's take on that. But he gets good dodge here. Honestly, it's a mistake that may not cost him. He only took 6 damage for it. Oh, he's going to duff for 12. And the knockdown. He didn't lose too much from it. He only took 6 damage. He could have taken a lot more, but he didn't end up taking a lot more. And he's got a very sizable lead here, so he's doing just fine. Saying that possible reaction timings, which I don't think it's reaction timings. It's just the phase hasn't been over, and you have to make a decision to. It's still end of combat. You can still make that decision, but I don't know. I think once you pass, you pass. I don't know. Good throw again. This time going for damage. J, the safest of the positive spins, can only be beaten outright by a block. We'll probably play dodge side first here. Well, he decided to go ahead and go and not play. Decided to go for the throat on that one. And wow, nice game from Vujak there. Very good game. If I was Malthug, I'd actually take his own switch. I'm not sure his Valerie's up to snuff. I don't like that idea for Malthug. I think it's better for him to random this time around. I think he's more likely to get a matchup that's going to do better against Quince than he is to get a matchup that's going to be better for him. And I mean, he did get a win. He did get a win off of it, off of his Val, but that one was pretty rough. But he does get a good start here. Getting knockdowns against Argagard is really good. Argagard has an ability, or his innate is to deal 2 damage every turn to your opponent, as long as he's not knocked down. You get him knocked down, you don't take the extra damage. So, and that damage can add up if he stretches out the game, which he's going to try to do. Normally, he's going to stretch out that game, get a decent amount of damage. It's as good as any other super, a lot of times. So. Really, Valerie's probably playing more like a 60 life character than an 80 life character this matchup. Oh, and he hits the bubble shield. Oof. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't check the Quince matchup. Yeah, Quince is a -2 on the Valerie matchup, but he did really well. And the Arga matchup is Arga favored, which makes sense because Bubble Shield, which I'll get to in a second. Actually, I'll say what Bubble Shield is. It's a special block where if you block with it successfully, you will take no damage The next time you actually take damage, all cards become enders, so you can't combo. And your Hex deals 2 additional damage. So as you see there, he didn't take any damage for that, but the Bubble Shield is gone. So with threat of Bubble Shield, Valerie has to play a heavier throw game, which is fine, but her power lies in her normals, which are attacks. So, and Vujak getting a fast Q there. No burst of speed from Malthug on that one. Peanut Gallery being really rough today. So Vujak really thinking of it now. Vujak's really on the cusp here. We need only this game to win. Mal gets a good block. And Vujak going right back to the Bubble Shield. You probably will see that a lot. More times he can threaten Bubble Shield, the better. His other side is actually really good. It's 0.2 speed. It's not a lot of damage, but when you bring Hex into it, it is 6. Gets the throw. It is 16 damage plus 2. Plus, it also can be hit confirmed into, which could do some more damage. It's a very early face down. I'm not sure about the face down from Vujak there. He has a lot of cards in Valerie's hand, so it could have equated into a lot of damage. So I get it. Oh, the sneakies. He had another Bubble Shield in hand already. So he went Bubble Shield. Eats the throw, so he can set up the Bubble Shield for the next turn. I like it. Unfortunately, he loses it the next turn. But he does save another 8 damage, so Upper Bubble Shield has saved him from, I think, like 15 damage so far. Maybe maybe 14 damage. I don't remember. I think her throws are 7. No, her throws are 6, so it's 14. And this might see a burst of speed. Yeah. And the counter. Another burst of speed? Another counter? No. No counter this time. Threatening. Okay. Threatening another face down. I think Malthug's going to go for the aces here. I think he's just going to dump out. I don't think he'll... Yeah, he was going to put any ends on it, but he was definitely going to go get some aces. But he has used up 2 burst of speeds. Vujak does have the counter advantage, which that's really going to be what he's going to try to counter. Oh, and gets smacked again. Really laying out those cues. And this time it was pretty safe because probably she did not have another. But it's solid. Sorry, I keep reading the chat. She does not have another burst of speed, so really looking at Q being kind of a really good card to throw out. Although the aces do beat it very cleanly. So Protective Ward up. This will prevent Valerie from making any combos this turn. which is all right with her. Chromatic Orb does not combo, so. I thought it was really whittling down here. Definitely within range. Certain combinations of cards or Valerie to be able to take out Argigarg here with a successful hit. May be able to do it off a throw. We'll throw into Ace Ace plus maybe 6, 18, 5. Jack plus plus would also do it. Plus a card. Ooh. Snuffs out the Joker this time. That could be pretty significant. Not quite within death range for Argigarg. He can't do a lot of damage at once. But he's really got the nice mix-up going with the known bubble shield and attacks. I believe that's the 4th Q. Yeah, that is the 4th Q, so no more Qs. Jacks are still fairly decent. It's 2.4 speed. But they are beaten by her 2s and her Jacks, so he's kind of out of his fastest option outside of AA. That and the fact that Queen is also a significant damage for him. Yeah. Gets it with a throw here. This could spell disaster. He's got to face down no matter what here. So either Mal playing it safe or just didn't have the kill in hand. Definitely will not have the kill this turn with Protective Ward up. So we'll definitely at least be another round of combat. So basically just needs to protect himself from getting killed here. Which at 28 life still can't get killed from Argigarg, but can be put in a position where it can start getting some checkmate options for him. Burst of speed? Nah, probably not worth it. Actually, no, I'm thinking about it. Forgot about the Protective Ward, so it's just going to be 2s running into each other. Of course, Algar are getting an extra 2. Another Protective Ward. This is bad news for Malthug. He's going to have to wait another turn for the kill. Yes, MJ, they are. They're really good normals. 0.4 normals are pretty fast. Not a lot in the cast can do much about that. Good block. We're running out of options here. How many aces in yard? 2 aces in yard. Could have a third one. I don't remember if he's used up the last one he powered up for. Last one he showed was the one he got thrown on, so I don't think so. Dodge here from... Ooh, goes for 16. It's an interesting reveal. Unfortunately, can't do any additional damage off of that. Pretty much anything kills here, so Protective Ward no good anymore. He's going to pull out an ace. It was an interesting decision. I'm guessing he didn't have kill in hand. The K's beats Bubble Shield. Yeah, it can be used against special blocks. So, fortunately, all 4 in the yard. No, he has a red one. But and he has 10s left. Yeah, there's that. Oh no. Why both aces? I'm not sure about that. I guess maybe the chip damage. No, chip damage is the same. I Yeah, that could have been just an execution error. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what happened there. It doesn't need the extra damage. You'd keep the extra ace in hand. They both do the same chip damage, so even if he did block, he would still be at 2. It was an interesting choice from Malthus. Not sure. Really not sure what it was going for. The speed didn't matter because you can't. There's nothing ARG has that's going to be a 1 or a 1.2, so that really is irrelevant. I think he was just going for some flair there. Good throw. Going to the Europe match. Well, it was a gutsy dodge. I think the throw was mostly to hit a possible third bubble shield. Is he going to stick with Argagarg, or is he going to re-roll himself? He's saying enough of Valerie. Which I think at this point is true. Oh, he got Quince. Ooh, okay. This is something. So, this is an even matchup. This is the Tickle Boys fighting against each other. Quint's not known for his damage except for outside of his, usually towards the end of his game. He's got a 30 damage ace. He does have also some throws in the 5-6, stuff like that. Good throw. It covers a lot of good options. Quince wants to get cards early. He also has some of the slowest normals. He has 0.8 normals. His also, I believe it's also the fastest speed he has attack. No, he has a 2.6, but this is on his J, which he's going to want to play. A lot of times on not Patriot Mode, but Positive Spin. And his Ace Son of the Govern, which is mostly a kill. Wouldn't really be played right now, so. Nice cross up. Not a lot of damage on it, but it does what it needs to do. Oh, the scoops. The scoops. Scoop clash. I thought it was too. For some reason, I thought Args was 0.6, but no. The throws here are going to be pretty even. Quince has more of them since he has the king and the queen, but the throw speeds are identical. Bubble shield should not be as much of a factor here. Quince is not known for attacking. He's probably going to dodge into his spins a lot of times or throw into his spins. Given the speeds he has, he will also. It does limit his options. It's not like he wouldn't try to attack, but Bubble Shield not as strong of a factor here. Malthug thinking he was going to go mix up, and Vujak decided he was just going to go right for it. Takes a little chip. He does get to do positive spin. Even if you get chip damage through, that is enough for a positive spin. Unfortunately, even if he does end up hitting, he will not get another spin because he will not have dealt any damage because of the bubble shield being up. So that's the advantage of bubble shield. Just double checking positive spin. Yeah, you have to deal damage or block damage. So he plays it normal. He will get rid of the bubble shield, but he will do no damage, and he will not get another positive spin. But he does get the draw and then bubble shield. And 2 trues is countered. That is the way this matchup goes. All counters will be saved for 2 trues and nothing else. There's no reason to counter flag some attacks. You can just not play those options. And you can't counter the ace, so. Vujak sitting on a very good lead. Malthug not able to get the vortex going, so that's going to be problematic. And he is on a timer. May have to start dipping into, if he's got a jack, he might need to use that to try to outspin, or outspeed. Another throw clash. A lot of throws by Vujak here. I think he properly understands the matchup that he needs to, that he's going to try to dodge into a lot of stuff. This time he gets scooped though. Excuse me. It's getting late here for me. But I'm going to finish this one out. Good old game 7. Going DPS, Quince. Tying up the life total. That's going to be flex on attacks on the throws, yeah. But if I'm Vujak, I'd still try to throw here. I can imagine the Malthug is probably going to, based on cards, he's going to get 2 cards either way. He's probably going to be okay with taking life. Wow, both of them. That's a little bit, yeah. Patriot Mirror with not a lot of cards left. And giving up a draw or 2 draws. I mean, honestly, that was the only way that Malthug wasn't going to come out of it. Pay a little life. Oh, jeez, another counter. Pay a little life to get some cards. Quince really wants to get some cards in hand, and you really need them. So you can start mixing up, so. If he was going to play an attack, I don't know if Patriot Mirror was the one to use. Of course, I'm sitting here and they're sitting there, so you know. It's easy to commentate on the side. Oh, Duff. Vujak's starting to add some damage on there. I think Vujak is probably going to try to add as much damage as he can whenever he hits at this point. Malthug's down to 37. The more damage he can get in now, the harder it's going to be for Malthug to try any kind of vortex. He's going to have to just DPS it all the way through to beat the timer. So, big advantage on Vujak. Good throw. Hits the 10 throw. Calls out the bubble shield. And there's the MJ classic. Does have a positive spin. It is the jack. It's a little bit tricky here. I think he's going to play the attack side first. If he wakes up with another ace, he has to be able to turn it so it's dodge side. He won't get the win, but at least he'll won't get bubble shielded, and at least he'll get a card draw. Yeah, I think it was a pretty high percentage that he was going to play the Jack this round. So if that's the case, it doesn't look like Vujak's got another bubble shield. I would at least that's what I take from that. But Malthug showed up with some cards here, despite his small hand size. Pretty fortunate given the fact he's had two trues countered already. So he's really bringing that life total back. He's pretty much got a couple decent hits and it's really even things out. Despite Vujak having the majority of the combat wins so far. Yeah, unfortunately, there's nothing you can do about this one other than just draw his card. Vujak calling him out, saying he was going to be truthful. Yeah. That's one thing about Archigard too. That's rough. It's really tough to play a face-down card because most of the time he's either playing his enders to just stuff cards. It's not very often he's going to play a normal that's really going to go into anything, with the exception of the hit confirm aces or a possible straight. So your times to play Joker to Blue Burst is very limited. So and it's hard to Gold Burst. Yeah, he's going to get beat on that one too. It's difficult to Gold Burst. This could be a 2. No. I think it's just most damage he can get in. Yeah. Yeah, he's down to 9 turns now. Excuse me, less than that. He's down to 8 turns. If he doesn't take any damage. If he takes any damage, it's faster, so Malthug almost in an unwinnable situation here. And he's down a couple aces, so he does not have ace-ace. And unfortunately, he doesn't have time to be dodging. Vujak, knowing that, he could probably just sit on that ace for a while. Unfortunately, I lost my previous point. I got distracted there. So, anyway. Yeah. We're just down to nothing here. Oh! Work's coming in. Yeah. I think it's just some Hail Marys at this point. Hoping to catch that. Vujak, there's no reason to give him cards here. But goes for the kill and wins the set. Phoenix calling in Vujak for the win. So Phoenix deciding that he was going to go for the upset. Yeah. Maybe charts are overrated. It's really going to come down to who's going to know these matchups, and I think that I think there was some mistakes on both ends, but that's going to happen in this tournament. You're going to play characters that just. I'd agree with Malta what he said there, that the matchups were correct. But I think I think in this tournament you're going to just run the situations where people aren't going to play characters the way they would be played typically, which is going to screw up normal matchup knowledge. So now they're going to screw up, and so people are going to make mistakes, but people are also going to play differently than they should, which also means it's going to be harder to actually do the Yomi. So it's gonna make for some interesting matches, and we definitely saw some interesting ones here. We saw a lot of disadvantaged matches when disadvantaged matches on paper, and Vujak definitely coming out on top. So good job to Vujak. That is going to put. Let me bring up the chart real quick. So Vujak winning against Malthug. The winner, as stated earlier, goes to I Am Nobody. So it's going to be Vujak versus I Am Nobody, and I don't think Malthug has... Oh, no, he does. Malthug will be going against Johnny D for losers bracket. So, I was hoping to do the Pineapple 5-Act match tomorrow at 11 Eastern, but it may be a little bit too late. I may do it, I may not. I'd love to do it because the winner actually plays me next, so I'd love to be able to watch it and kind of see how things go, but we'll see. So, congratulations, Vujak. Great set to both players. And we'll catch you on the next one.